Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of MSUD for Dummies. Now, this whole series is basically me kind of just talking about the roundabouts of what I have to do for my basic living with maple syrup urine disease and what's it like to manage it, and tips and ways that others want to figure out how to manage it as well, or something like that. I'm not really used to introducing these videos, so we're just going to get into atrophying and you. Atrophying is not too common within the normal human body. That is only happen when severe starvation is triggered. What atrophying is, it's when your body starts to eat itself and your organs start to get ate by your own, forcing you to have like proteins from your own muscle and stuff. Basically sums up, kind of, not fully, but the basic main route is that it eats yourself. It's when your body's eating yourself. And I'm going to tell you my experience that I had with atrophying not too long ago when I got one of my first jobs. I work part-time at a Walmart, and it fucking sucks. And I'm going to say that completely without any remorse if it gets seen or not, because honestly I just don't give a shit, because that story takes place there. So I work long shifts throughout the winter. I was working during seasonal times, and I still am now. They kept me. So when I was working stuff like Black Friday, Christmas Eve and stuff, I would put on really long shifts. I would say 4 p.m. to 12 at night. And with my disorder being strictly a no-protein diet, it is hard to feed myself as it is. But it's even harder when I'm at work, because I'm at a cash line for more than, I would say, about 3 hours roughly before break, and you're not allowed to just up and leave your register, and you're not allowed to have food at your register. So that's a big portion on how this happens. So I worked retail during the seasons, and it crippled me completely. It was taking a lot of toll on my time, my mental stability, and then it started taking tolls on my disorder. So what happened was I started starving on long shifts because I wasn't getting enough food, or I wasn't packing a lunch, because sometimes I didn't have 0-gram food to pack, and I was already out of protein by the time the afternoon struck, because 8 grams only takes you so far. So when you're really starving for a long period of time, with MSUD, hunger is way more severe, and it is way more faster. I get hungry really fast, and it's frequent, and it almost never stops. So what started happening was, from the constant hours of me not eating and having to go through sometimes 8-hour shifts without food, my body started eating itself, and I started absorbing the protein from the muscles. So when you're atrophying, your body is just taking the protein from what you already have stored in your body as an emergency stash from starvation. Now, how can someone starve off of 1 day of not eating? Well, again, MSUDers' hunger is way more stronger.
Hello y'all, this is going to be a little mobile because I don't feel like sitting down, but this is the continuation of the atrophy episode that I was just showing you, and I'm in a different outfit right now, but the same room, and that's really important because I just do shit my way. Either way, all usual me aside, I'm just going to go ahead and get to the seriousness of the leftover what's said. So, where we left off about atrophying, how it eats your own body and then it absorbs protein from your muscles and, like just puts it out into like your blood mainly. I wanted to share some ways that I fixed that over the last few weeks, because recently I got my blood taken, and when you have MSUD, the blood is where you get the protein checked. You have urination tests that can tell you your current levels of how you're currently doing, but then there's the overall protein levels that are kind of more serious in the long run when you're an MSUDer and you're, what is it called? It was isoleucine levels. No, it's leucine, my bad. When your leucine levels increase, it also increases an MSUDer's chance of getting brain damage. So I recently got my blood took, and I was sent an email about that along with my results. So I was trying to chalk down what was wrong, and I didn't know what was wrong at all. I was completely confused. I was thrown off. I usually don't overeat. I usually don't break any of the rules of my disorder, and if I do, usually it's by complete mistake of just having no knowledge to what I could do about that. So I was thrown off heavily over it, and then I figured out it was atrophying, which could be one of the factors because of me starving myself at work. So what I had to do was I had to pack more food that has zero protein. An MSUDer cannot have any protein whatsoever, probably like roughly a small number between 3 to like 8 if they're lucky around my age is what I was told. But I was given the luckiness of having 13 grams a day at one point, and my levels fluked, and then it turned to 10, and now I'm at 8. So there you go. But yeah, I had to pack more foods that were zero. I had to keep extra fluids in me. I had to actually pack snacks within my like work outfit that would like sneak in the lines, and I would like sometimes just like when I'm like running to do something, or if I'm like completely empty at the register, you know, I would just, you know, pop a snack in my mouth or something to keep my stomach tamed until like lunch and when I go home, because it's about an 8-hour stretch, so you would have to make sure your stomach's not hungry for more than like 5 hours. It's okay for me to be hungry for like 2 hours or maybe an hour and a half before I start feeling like off. So that's how I fixed that as of recently. And I've also been doubling down on the zero diet of having almost completely no protein except for like the 8 grams. Of course, it's dubbed as a sick diet, but it's a forced sick diet. Now, a sick diet to an MSUDer is when they are sick with their levels, they had to eat specifically even lower than what they already should, just to make sure that their levels don't go overboard. So I've been put on a sick diet. I guess is what it would be labeled. But that is the lesson for today, guys. I hope you all enjoy. Please like, subscribe, you know, comment, do whatever you need to do.